No days off, no days off, no days off. Mind on my grind, so it's no days off.
What's up, everybody? We back again with the No Days Off Boxing Podcast, episode 2. I told y'all we was gonna stay on it and stay consistent. So we had a lot of fights this weekend. A lot of people lost their O's, lots of L's. So let's get into these L's. First, let's talk about Elijah Garcia. What do you think about that, bro? What do you think?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like all of the fights, especially the losses, the upsets, I feel like all of them had one key thing in common. It's just strategy, bro. I feel like they got out-coached. I feel like the coaches got out-coached. What I loved about that fight with Davis was the fact that his team came in and they were like, look, after he missed weight, they were like, look, bro, we're going to put in this rehydration clause or stipulation so that you can't come back and be whatever 20 pounds. Because what you say, he would have walked in at like 170.
Probably.
Yeah.
He would have. No, because he wasn't allowed to come back in over 173. So he at least made it back up to 173. He would have came at like 180, bro.
Dang. So yeah, bro. Because this weight really does make a difference. The weight on fight night really does make a difference. And so I think we talk about it all the time. I just feel like certain fighters, I feel like you just need to fight closer to your natural weight, what you walk around at. I feel like what killed him was the fact that he was trying to squeeze into a weight class or into a weight that wasn't comfortable for him. And for whatever reason, this camp didn't go as planned, but I love the way Davis's team stepped in. And they were like, look, we're not letting you jump above a certain weight and kill our chances of freaking survival, not even just a fight. And so,
I think these fighters need to fight closer to their walk-around weight. And I think it's like such a contradiction and it's stupid. Everyone be like, weight don't matter. Like, that's why there's weight classes, bro. Yeah. Like, that's the whole point of weight classes. So I wish we could do rehydration clauses on every single fight, to be honest. Like, it don't need to be a certain number of pounds. It needs to be a percentage of the fighter's weight or like the weight class. Because, like, man, dudes gaining 25 pounds in between the weigh-in and the fight. It's like, are we having a weigh-in competition or are we having a fight? You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about Tank and Floyd and all those dudes that like really fought close to their body weight. Like, you could tell they're really skillful. A lot of these dudes, not saying Elijah Garcia, but a lot of these dudes, they're just so strong because they're so much bigger than their opponents that we don't really know how skillful they are. That's why I don't really like certain people being on pound for pound lists when I'm like, bro, they're just way bigger than everyone in the weight class. Like, I don't really think that embodies the spirit of pound for pound. But yeah, I think Elijah Garcia's strategy was poor. And I think he didn't have no pop on the shots because of the weight cut. I actually had just watched a video like this morning of Davis's team. Like, they really prepped him. They had a good little strategy. Everything they worked on in the camp, they released a video today. They actually did that in the fight. And for a dude with no knockouts, I mean, he be banging, bro.
He always come to fight. He did the same thing in the video.
Got like 6 knockouts, bro. You would think he don't got no pop.
He's just, I think he's just one of them fighters that's just game, bro. He's just ready. But yeah, I think strategy was huge in that fight. All around, even inside and outside of the ring. I think his coaches looked out for him, and that's why he was successful.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that too much longer because, I mean, there ain't too much to say about it. Good luck to Elijah Garcia. I think he's pretty decent, actually, but he needs to move up to 168 or something, bro.
Move up to a bigger weight class.
This is an L I don't want to talk about, but we got to talk about it.
He's your guy. He's your guy, man.
Subriel Matias.
Sheesh.
What happened, bro? You know what? We talking about strategy. I literally listened to him in an interview after the fight, and they were like, what was your game plan? And he was like, we didn't do a game plan. Bro, I was like, why, bro? And I was like, it showed. Like, literally, it showed. And respect to Liam Paro, I think he's a lot better than people think he is. I think Matias did okay. I just think he didn't have a game plan. Like, it's just but one thing we got to do is we got to support these fighters after they lose because
You would say that because you were a fan of him. We got to support these fighters.
Nah, it's not.
You weren't saying that last week with Adrian Broner. We got to support these fighters after that.
I said he could still be a journeyman. I said he's good. Listen, no, that's a different story. Anyways, he's fighting Blair Cobbs. But what I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted was we got to support these fighters when they're taking these difficult fights. Bro, this dude took a homecoming fight against an undefeated fighter coming off 2 great wins. Dude just stopped Montana Love. Like, you can say whatever you want about Montana Love, but both of them took the hard route to get to where they were at. Matias, 4 out of his 5 opponents before this one, they were undefeated. And the one time he lost before this, he got his revenge. He came back and knocked the dude out. So I think he could rematch Liam Paro and do better. So I think when these dudes take these hard fights, we can't just abandon them after they lose. You can say he's not as good as you think, but we can't just be like, this dude, they said he was a boogeyman, he's really trash. Like, no, he lost to an undefeated fighter. It was a good fight.
I agree. I think it would have been the picture perfect homecoming for Matias if he wouldn't have fought old boy. To me, that fight just doesn't make sense. It's like, one, Matias doesn't have any head movement, right? Mm-hmm. He fights with the high guard. He has a nice high guard, but a lot of people are starting to lock in with that high guard. I think a lot of people are watching Canelo because they love the way he looks in his high guard, especially power punchers. Yeah. But the difference between Canelo and a lot of y'all is Canelo actually has head movement with his high guard. So yes, he's walking forward with his hands up and he's there and he's stationary with his punches, but he's moving his head. And so he's not just a sitting duck, all right? He's not just a sitting target. And so I feel like that was his biggest problem. I felt like, what's the guy's name? Liam
Paro,
Yeah, Paro. So I felt like Paro, they had identical styles. He was literally sitting right in front of him. Paro didn't have no head movement either. The difference is Paro had faster hands. Yeah. So if me and you are sitting right in front of each other, bro, we're in the center of the ring. If my hands are faster than yours, then I'm going to land more punches. Yeah. So I'm going to win the fight. And I felt like that was because I felt like a lot of the shots that Matias was landing was good shots. I felt like he still had a lot of his power that he normally does. I felt like he was doing some nice little runs where the crowd was going crazy. The problem is, old boy was just beating him to the punch, bro. Yeah, old boy was throwing more punches. He was more active.
Yeah, I did think that Matias's punches were more effective, and so I think everyone judges fights differently. I still thought he lost, but I did think his punches were more effective. So I can see.
But did you agree that old boy landed more though?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think we talked about this before. I think depending on your mindset and how you fight, you might feel like you're winning the fight because you're like, bro, his shot's not even hurting me, bro. He landed 10, but I'm cracking him though. But if the judges care more about activity or whatever,
then it don't even matter.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the decision. Yeah. And I like him, man, because like I said, he didn't make no excuses. He was just like, yeah, dude, just beat me, bro. Yeah. Like I'll try to get it back.
He had no, like we talked about, strategy. He didn't have a real game plan, and I think the fact that he came out and said that is crazy.
It really is.
All his coaching staff needs to be terminated, bro. Like that is just crazy to me. But I just think I think they just had a better game plan. I think Liam was like, listen, if we fight, if we can take his punches, and that was the difference. Most people like him not having any head movement. A lot of times it still gets him the win because most people can't take his punches. But old boy could take his punches and he could fight him the exact same way and land more punches at that. I mean, to me it was a great game plan by old boy.
And respect to him, man, because I actually watched a lot of the stuff leading up to the fight. I didn't really want him to win.
Them Aussies, man.
But I liked his story. He had a friend that died, and he really wanted to win this belt for him. So that was super dope. I love to see that. And I think we talked about that last time, too. Like, when you got a greater purpose in what you're doing, like, your drive is just going to be higher than someone else that's just like, yeah, I'm just out here doing stuff.
You got something to fight for, man.
Yeah.
That's real.
But like I said, man, Matias has bounced back from a loss before and avenged himself. He did that, and then he won a belt afterwards. So he could always come back and get a belt. But I think this puts him in a really bad position because this is gonna be the perfect reason for Haney and all these dudes to be like, I'm not fighting this dude. Like low money, high risk. Like I'm not fighting you. He had a belt before, so he kind of had some leverage. Yeah. He ain't getting no fights no time soon, bro. He's gonna have to do a lot of fighting to get back in place to get a belt to get on the map. He kind of screwed himself there.
Yeah, because nowadays, man, if you're dangerous, back in the day, taking a loss didn't matter, right? People wanted to fight the best. It was what it was. But nowadays, if you're a dangerous fighter and I have more to lose than you do, a lot of times they're just not going to take that fight. And I think somebody like Matias, he's a dangerous fighter. And so now that he has lost, is this his first loss?
Nah, he lost before, but he came back and knocked the dude out.
Yeah, so now with 2 losses on his record, people can use that as they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you already got 2 losses. Why would I fight you? In reality, they like, nah, I'm not gonna fight you because even with your 2 losses, he's still anybody who watched the fight knows he's a problem, bro. He's just a problem.
He and then his first loss, man, that one was complicated because he had just killed Dadashev in the ring. And so he said he was like really struggling dealing with that. He said he was smoking 7 blunts a day, drinking. He said he didn't even work out in camp. And then he fought dude and lost. But he came back and stopped them the second time.
So do you think, if given the opportunity, do you think he can still upset somebody and get those belts to become the top of his division, or you just think that's just
I definitely think he can still beat a lot of people at 140. I think he needs a game plan when he fights, and I think certain styles just don't work well with other styles. You know, styles make fights, bro, and so he don't have like the greatest footwork. Like he's literally just walking you down. I was gonna say so. As much as I hate it, bro, Haney would probably beat him just because I know he could probably stay away from him the whole time, kind of like he did with Prograis. Oh, actually, who do you think will win if Prograis and Matias fought each other?
Ooh,
because that might happen.
They both got horrible. Nah, but actually, bro, Matias, I think you actually playing him a little short. His footwork ain't that bad.
That's Prograis.
Oh yeah, Prograis' footwork was like, bro, that jump was. I've never seen nothing like. I've never seen nothing like that from a professional.
Yeah,
but especially not somebody at that.
How would we help him, bro? Like, if we could help him, how would we help his feet? Because, like, I'm just like, what's the problem? Why your feet like that, bro? Like, why don't he have footwork?
That's crazy. I don't know if he's ever done any footwork drills at all.
Yeah, I seen him do some, but it was horrible.
That's crazy, bro. Like, I don't even know. I wonder if his footwork is just so bad that his coaches are just like, you know what?
It's not worth it.
It's not even, it's going to take too much time to try to catch up. So let's just, catch up, bro. Yeah, his footwork is horrible.
Yeah.
That thing is crazy.
Yeah, I remember I saw a video of Roberto Duran trying to help him before that Haney fight. And it didn't even have to do with footwork. But I think he was so confused by his footwork because he kept trying to get him to throw a certain shot. And he's just like, Nah, not like that. Like, you need to twist your body. But he was like looking at his feet, and he like, I don't even know how you. I don't even know what to like
tell you, bro, because you just
literally. It was awkward, bro.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was able to help him, but that Haney fight was bad, bro.
He was dancing all around him.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever gonna get a belt again.
Nah, he's not. I think Haney exposed him.
Yeah, I think man, 140 is just. It's like they got some talent, and then at the same time, it's like, bro, 140 is a horrible division.
Yeah.
Like, I be questioning how good Josh Taylor really was.
Yeah, after that T.O. loss?
Yeah, and then he just lost the old boy in the rematch. I didn't really think he won the first time they fought. And so I was thinking he was going to come back and show people like,
remember when everybody was like, wasn't he was being talked about pound for pound at one point?
Because he was undisputed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
people
bro.
Talking about him and Crawford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I really be questioning how good was he really, because this division, it seemed like they just trash. Not trash. I don't want to disrespect them, but like compared to some of the other divisions, it just seems like this division is not that deep. It feels like if you want to win a belt in this division, you probably could. Like I said, Prograis won one. Some of the, actually, now that we on this topic, Gary Antoine Russell, what happened with that fight, bro? He said he was going to clean out 140. He said Haney and all these dudes was easy work.
Strategy, dog. We going right back to strategy. I felt like, and you probably going to disagree with this, but I felt like he did the same thing Errol Spence did against Terrence Crawford. I feel like, oh boy, the veteran who he fought, what's his name?
Puello.
Yeah. Puello. I feel like he, by the way, this dude's bilingual. I'm not. So save all your little comments. But I felt like he had the same exact game plan as Crawford had in regards to just letting him let him walk into his own mistakes. I feel like Gary Russell just walked into all of those mistakes. Most of the time, old boy was fighting off of his back foot, bro.
Yeah,
and he was just picking old boy apart because Gary Russell had one game plan. That was to come forward, throwing punches. I don't know if they went over defense at all in training camp.
Yeah.
Like he did not think one time about punches coming back. All he thought about was him landing his punches, and he thought he was going to overwhelm dude like Errol Spence thought he was going to do with Terrence Crawford. And dude was just picking him apart with just easy little counters, bro. It wasn't even nothing crazy.
He typed nice though, bro. I kind
No,
of
he
feel like
nice.
I feel like he kind of overlooked, bro. Because I'm like, hey, yo, I think a lot of people have trouble getting in on him, bro.
But bro, old boy was literally just running in.
No, he
was just running forward, just throwing. I'm like, bro, like
I always kind of thought he was overrated. Not like he trash or nothing, but people was talking like he was just like unbeatable and like he had. Like, I'm just like he never really had crazy power to me. He had like all these knockouts, but I'm just like, how, bro? Like,
I think it's because of his family name.
Yeah, a little bit.
His brother.
And the potential, like, yeah, when you got a name, it's like he could be like his brother, he could be this, but even I can't even think of old boy's name, the dreadhead that he had fought last time.
Yeah.
I ain't even
that one was kind of
he got hurt in the beginning.
The ref it kind of saved him a couple times in that fight.
I didn't even think when old buddy got stopped. I didn't even think it should have got stopped there. And as a matter of fact, the same thing happened in the Postol fight. He fought that Ukrainian dude, Postol, the one that Crawford fought too.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that fight should have got stopped either. So I'm not going to say he was getting gifted or nothing because he was going to probably win those fights. But he be having some trouble, man. So, yeah, this weekend was interesting, man. And another, since we on bad game plans, Carlos Adames. I love Adames, bro. You know what? All my fighters let me down this weekend, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He won, but it just looked horrible. Like, I was just like, what is this dude doing, bro? And his coach was telling him not to switch to southpaw. And I'm like, why? Like, why won't he let him switch to southpaw? He fought the whole fight orthodox. And I was just like...
You felt like with him it was game plan too? Strategy?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say he looks scared because he's not even the type to be scared. He's a crazy power puncher. It was almost like he just didn't know what to do. And he was just like, well, I'm not going to just run up in there. Because, you know, Gachet's a decent counter puncher, but he don't really got popped like that. He was just respecting him too much. And it was just like, he just literally couldn't figure nothing out, bro. He was winning, but like, it was a weak fight. It just he didn't look like that guy. And it's another person that everyone's been talking about, like, oh, nobody will beat him in the division. They want to see him versus Janabek.
But what about kind of like what we were talking about last week, bro? And I know you're a fan, but every fight isn't going to be a perfect fight, bro. Every fight people just be a little, depending on who's in front of you. Sometimes you just, if you have like an awkward fighter in front of you, or you've never seen this particular style before, sometimes it kind of throws you off.
And I would agree
and it's about
with
just
that.
getting the win at that point.
I would agree with that if that's what it seemed like. If the other person was awkward, like Gachet's not that awkward, bro. He's like a regular conventional fighter. That's why I was just like, bro. At some point, I tweeted, it's not a matter of if he's going to get the knockout. It's how early will he get it. And he didn't knock him out. I was just like, bro, he's not figuring anything out. Like, he's literally just like barely beating him each round. I was surprised at the amount of shots Gachet was getting.
So he just looked trash? I ain't see the fight, so that's why I'm asking.
He didn't look trash. He looked not amazing. You
see how he picks his words for the people who he likes?
I do that for everybody.
No, you don't, bro.
Listen. No. He called somebody trash earlier in this podcast. I never call people trash. I never call people bums unless I think that they didn't show up to win. That's the only time I say that.
Who I call trash?
I don't even remember. I think you said it about Progress. You said his footwork was trash, but before that, you said somebody else.
Oh, I mean, his footwork is trash.
It is. No, I will say that. I'm not calling Progress trash. I'm not calling him a bum, but his footwork is trash. That's just a fact.
His footwork makes him look like he might be a bum.
You can say that. All I say is, like I said, for me, I don't like calling fighters bums. I don't like calling fighters trash.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it takes a huge
a
amount
lot to
of
step into that
courage.
square circle.
It takes a lot to get up in there.
Absolutely.
So imagine, like, you going life and death with somebody, and somebody's like, this dude's a fucking bum, bro. Like, what, bro? Like, just because
I think it's just the competitive side of the sport, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you out there, you hooping with somebody, you like, bro, you cannot guard me. Like, you
and then,
trash.
all right,
you know
but check this out. I think it's
just
a
like
little
that.
different. Like, I wouldn't tell like Tank not to call Frank trash, but I'm saying like, bro, this dude's held a belt. What have I held? I'm not about to call him trash. Like, I could be like, I don't think he should have won it, but like he can be like, bitch, you don't have shit. I got a title.
But in that fight, you look trash.
Then that's different. That's what I said. I would say that, but I wouldn't call the fighter themselves trash. I don't be calling people bums. And like I said, unless I legit think that they just showing up for a check. You know what I'm saying? I think that's different.
I agree. I think people you have really to respect anybody who steps into that ring. Because a lot of y'all be doing a lot of talking. And you guys have never actually stepped into the ring. Most of y'all haven't even sparred before. So if you've never been hit, dude, we talk about it all the time. Most people ain't even been punched in the face before. Facts. If you've never been punched in the face before, first of all, you need to go get punched in the face so you can see what it feels like. And then I feel like your assessment or you criticizing these fighters, your criticism would totally change if you've been punched in the face before. But a lot of people ain't been punched in the face, so I agree. I think
it's different, man. It's different.
But if you trash, you trash.
Nah, but it really is different, man, because a lot of these like boxing analysts and stuff, you like, he could have just done this. And if you've ever sparred, if you've ever fought before, you know that's what you think in your head. You like, I'm gonna hit him with this. Yeah, you get cracked. Yeah, you're like, that shit don't work, bro.
Or you know exactly what you should hit him with, but you also like, I'm not trying to feel that thing he just threw again. Yeah. So let me be cautious with it. So it's a lot easier said than done, man. It's a lot easier, especially with the fight game, bro. So a lot of y'all,
anybody that commentates on boxing, I think. Like all commentators, analysts, even if you a Twitter analyst,
you should experience it. You should step in the ring.
You should at least spar bare minimum. I think you should take a fight. I think anybody.
You don't gotta take a fight, but you definitely gotta spar. I feel like you just can't criticize people who are doing something that you've never done.
I think
how you gonna tell me how I should do something when you've never done it?
The only reason I say take a fight is because sparring ain't a real fight, and these
it's not right.
It is. It's still different than not doing nothing, right? But a lot of these dudes, same thing. They spar and they like, well, yeah, blah blah blah. If I was fighting, I would do this. But it's like even that's different because the person that you sparring ain't trying to kill you, most likely, if you're in a good gym.
Yeah. Facts. You know facts. That's true.
And so a lot of not a lot of the times. I'll say like 99 out of 100 times I spar, I was not even like close to trying to hurt the person that I was sparring. So somebody might be like, oh yeah, I would have taken that dude in a real fight, but I'm just like, bro, if I actually swung 100%, the whole dynamics of this would have changed. So it's totally different. You know what I mean?
But at a bare minimum, you need to at least spar.
Yo, one time me and this dude was sparring and he caught me with a crazy lead hook, bro. Like I was literally like stuck for a second. I was like, yo, give me a second. If that was a real fight, I would have looked like Frank Martin in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have been able to do nothing for the next punch coming.
And then what'd you do the next time we were supposed to be tech sparring? Because I was training for a fight, remember? And I was like, yo, I'm just trying to move around. And you tried to land some crazy haymaker. And I was like, bro, I literally told you, I'm just trying to move around. And you like, oh, my bad.
Listen,
I kind of read it wrong.
This is what happened, bro.
No,
listen,
he was trying to get his get back.
No, that's not what happened. Listen, I'm going to tell you what happened. And you're going to be like, okay, that's true. Because I was helping him, those first couple rounds, I was fighting orthodox because I was helping you. I don't even prefer to stand orthodox. I can do both, but I like to fight southpaw, especially if you a southpaw. After that, I switched to southpaw, so I think you just wasn't used to the angle. Because I swear, I didn't even throw it hard because I just went 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But I think you wasn't expecting the next one to come around because you was used to blocking the other side. I didn't even hit you that hard.
I just wasn't expecting my bro to try to
kill
me. I'm like, bro, I got a fight coming up. What are you doing right now, bro? Dog, I was like, okay, bro, you wanted to get your get back. Okay,
so stupid, bro.
Anyway, childish, bro.
We moving on, bro. Anyways, all boxing analysts, y'all need to get up in there and
bro.
At least get punched in the face once.
Somebody gonna be like, I'll get in there with you.
Hey, come do it.
Yeah.
All right, so Benavidez, what you think about that fight, bro?
Besides the fact that Benavidez almost threw his arm out a couple of times.
Yeah, that dude be putting
he be throwing so hard. But I felt like they were being hard on him. The commentators were being so hard on David Benavidez. They're like, oh, this is a boring fight. We're used to him doing this and doing that. He stepped up a whole weight class. And I feel like once you start jumping into that 175, that light heavyweight range, now you're dealing with some real hitters, bro. And so it changes everything. I think he still had the same mentality as he normally does. He kept coming forward. He had that aggression. His hand speed was on display a couple of times. But that heavyweight power, that light heavyweight power, when that starts sinking in, bro, that starts taking some energy away, and you could tell. I think it was like around like 6 or 7, he started slowing down, and that's just because them punches feel a little different. And I honestly think old boy was saving him because he wasn't even really putting nothing on those punches.
I'm not accusing him of nothing, but I feel like they might have paid him, bro.
They might have paid him to kind of carry him because old
like,
boy was not
every
swinging
once
hard
in a
at
while,
all.
bro. He'll throw a left hook or he'll throw a hard right, but a lot of times, I mean, he was literally just
he was tech sparring, right? He was
just like, bro, what is this? And it ain't like he never got dropped. I think he got stunned like once, but
who?
Gvozdyk, like.
Yeah. Maybe once.
Yeah, but
maybe.
He wasn't.
And the only way you could tell is because he started to retreat a little bit to kind of gather his bearings. But I don't think he really just.
That's what I'm saying. He had no
wobbled
reason
him or
to
dazed him or anything.
Throw back hard. He just kind of wasn't.
He just wasn't, bro.
Man.
And even when he wasn't throwing hard, he was still. You could tell that his punches were still affecting David pretty heavy, bro. Yeah. So my advice to David, I think this was the only fight that had nothing to do with strategy, in regards to how the person looked. The guy who we kind of thought was gonna won.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to be tested. I figured he was probably gonna come out on top. I just wanted him to get tested, and I felt like he did get tested, but it wasn't even because of Gvozdyk was just that much better. I just felt like it was just a different weight class, and I just think he needs to jump back down because I don't think light heavyweight is where he needs to be at.
Yeah, he
wasn't. He got that pop for that.
I mean, he said he was gonna do both weight classes, but he wasn't sounding so confident when they.
When they was interviewing him at the end of the fight, he was like, "Well, you know what? It was a different weight class, and had some injuries."
No, so I will say this. He won every single round, so I do think that they was going hard on him. But at the same time, I think what I've said before and what they were saying and what a lot of people were saying is true. He don't crack like that, bro. He has crazy output. He has crazy aggression, which looks cool. But I'm like, bro, he hit dude with like 500 punches.
Christina was like, how is old boy not going down?
Because it ain't smacking like
that joint. He ain't got nothing behind
I remember one day
that.
Twitter was trying to fry me, bro, because I was like, because somebody said he was going to knock Canelo out. And I'm like, bro, he don't crack like that. Like, all his stoppages, they be on the feet. Yeah, they're like, bro, you sound stupid saying he don't have power. And I'm like, I ain't saying he's weak, but he don't crack like that. He ain't got no one-punch knockout power, bro. I can't even think. Besides Lemieux, and even Lemieux, he still got stopped on his feet. He got dropped a couple of times, but he got stopped on his feet.
So with you being a strength and conditioning coach, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you explain, and we're not editing this video either, so can you explain why it may come off as if someone has power because they're swinging as hard as they can? Because when Benavidez be throwing punches, he be looking like he finna turn his whole body around. He be like, and that gent be like, yeah. So, like, can you explain that? Why is that?
Two things. I think
because he rotating.
But you know what? He really doesn't. So I think it's two different things. For one, I tweeted this too. I'm like, bro, if he gets caught in the middle of his punch, he's gonna get dropped. Bro, he be jumping off of the ground when he throws his left hook. Like he don't sink in to throw it. He literally jumps and twists. But it's just like, I don't know, bro. It's like if you tried to push someone as hard as you could, like you would want your feet firmly planted into the ground. You wouldn't want to jump and push them because you're off of the ground. Yeah, you're gonna push yourself back. So I think that's part of the problem. The other thing too is that he fights real square, right? And so the only punch that still comes kind of hard is that left hook because he has to do this to reach around. So the body shot, he has to do this to reach around and hit him. But the other punches, he's like this, bro. So there ain't that much rotation happening. He throws real fast because he's right here. But as far as like actual like real rotation, he ain't getting too much. Like he needs to turn his body a little bit. Because even if you think about like a lot of beautiful left hooks that you've seen, like a lot of times they'll slip outside of a punch and then they come back. And that's the person don't see it. They get everything shut off. Or even like Gervonta Davis. You ever see him counter, bro? Man, his counter is so beautiful, bro. But like he'll let the person basically like graze his face so he could do this and come back with the craziest rotation, bro. Like, and because he's just not scared to get hit at all, bro. Like once he thinks that you can't hurt him, which is pretty much everyone he's fought, he just be like, I'm gonna let you throw something so I can get mine off.
I know we're gonna talk about that, but that one body shot. He swung a baseball bat, bro.
Yo, you know what? We don't even got to talk about Benavidez no more. Let's move on to this.
Shout out to Benavidez, man. That was a good win, bro.
Yeah,
that was a good
Benavidez,
win,
man.
But I do think you need to drop back down to 168.
Yeah, like I said before, it's no disrespect to any of these fighters. I used to train in the Benavidez gym. Their whole family super nice, bro. Like his pops would do mitts for me, like for free of charge. Like he'd just be like, hey, buddy, you want to do some mitts? I'll be like, yeah, I guess. Like just so they're super cool. Like I said, there's no disrespect with none of this. Tank versus Frank. First, I want to say, y'all should watch fights with the commentary off because they trash, bro. There was something. I'm serious, bro. I'm gonna try to put a clip in here if I can find it. There was one counter that Tank landed, and they were like, "Oh, Frank landed an amazing."
Yeah.
I was like,
bro,
what?
I was like, bro, if it wasn't live pay-per-view, I would have rewinded it because that same spot, I was like, yo, why did they do that? I was like, did I miss something?
No, it was
I thought it was the camera view. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was obvious that Frank missed and Tank hit him. And they were like, Frank lands an amazing left hand. And I was like, what? I'm like, maybe it's because of where they sitting at. It looked like that. But yeah, bro, I feel bad if you're a casual and you don't really know boxing and you listen to the commentary because a lot of times they just be, but like, even Tank was up on the cards when he got the stoppage.
Bro, they were like, whatever.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. They just be saying anything, bro. They was acting like he lost every round leading up to the stoppage.
A lot of times when commentators are not used to a fighter facing any adversity, getting touched at all, they just all of a sudden assume that because that person is getting touched, that they're losing the fight or whatever. You would think that, and a lot of these, they're like former fighters, so you would think that they would understand how the judging scorecard works. But I just did not. Even after like the third round, they still kept saying like, Tank he better start picking it up. I'm like, he is picking it up. He's slowly picking it up. Like I just
so
didn't,
y'all know,
he was
on every official scorecard. Frank Martin won the first 3, and Tank won 4 through the rest of the fight, bro. Like it was.
I didn't even know that. I just caught that.
Yeah, it was not even questionable. They were in the 6 and the 7.
They still kept saying like,
bro, Frank wasn't even throwing back. Tank was just throwing crazy punches, and they're like, man, he loses the first half of the fight, but what is he gonna do the second half? I'm like, bro, he's winning the fight right now.
Which sometimes he does, but you can't judge his past performances off of what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
In that fight, he was not losing the early. Like you said, he maybe lost 1-2, but even if you really watch the fight, if you look at what was happening, you could tell that it was finna get bad. It wasn't even like, I was not worried for Tank at all. From the beginning, he was stepping to him. He was just figuring him out. He was trying to get his timing back. He hasn't fought in a while. So he was trying to get that like timing back.
Months, I
but
think.
But he was coming forward and he was not worried about old boy's power at all. When somebody's coming straight forward at you, bro, the whole time, Mike Tyson style, and nothing you do is making them back up, that's a problem, bro. Yeah. You got a problem on your hands.
He had a 14-month layoff, went to prison, and like the first 2-3 rounds, I'll say 2 rounds, because by 3 he had started throwing. And Frank was getting nervous. But the first 2 rounds, it was just data collection, bro. He's literally just stepping to him high guard, like, every time I do this, he does this. You can tell, bro, like, the body language, crazy relaxed, bro. I think, like you said, people see somebody getting punched, and they're like, oh, my God, he's getting punched. Like, even at the end, they asked him, they're like, oh, your cheek's red. And he's like, yeah, I got punched in the face, bro.
Bro,
like,
that was so annoying. He was like,
I'm just like, what?
Like, we've never seen this before. Like,
yeah.
And then Tank is light, bro. He's a light-skinned dude. Like, he's super light. So I'm like,
and Frank
that's
is
what
dark.
You're supposed to see.
Yeah, Frank was dark. People were saying, like, man, Frank don't even look like he got touched.
He's dark-skinned, bro. I always look like that after my fights. Like,
if you really look, like, you can see his eyes was puffed up, bro. He definitely was getting cracked. But
one thing I really wanted to talk about, so yes, Tank got the knockout like we both predicted. We knew that was going to happen. It was an uppercut and then a right hand, right? Mm-hmm. But one thing I really wanted to harp on with Tank is his intelligence in the ring, bro. Yeah. People just see this hood dude from Baltimore, and they don't expect him to be as intelligent as he is. That dude is smart in the ring. After every round, he goes back in his corner, and he tells the coaches exactly what his opponent is giving him and what he plans on doing. He tells his coaches that, and his coaches are kind of like reassure him, whatever, tell them, like kind of tell him to stick to the game plan, whatever. But he like collects that data like Floyd used to do. And he spits that joint. And to be able to come back, bruh, for you guys who don't know how this works, after each round, most fighters, the only thing you thinking about is how much time do you have left to catch a breather before you got to go back out there? So you're relying on your coaches to say whatever they saying, and you just like, yo, give me that water. I'm just trying to catch my breath so I can go back out there. What Tank, bro? The time he sat down, he's like, yo, I saw this, I saw that. Oh yeah, he ain't got no more pop. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. It was just, to me, that's just beautiful boxing. That's somebody who really understands
rare, man. Like
what
you
he's
said,
doing.
most people in the corner are just listening, and half the time they ain't listening. They might be giving some feedback, but it's usually not even about the other fighter. It's about how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Like, even Derek was asking Frank, like, did it hurt you? Do you feel hurt? And he was like, I mean, to the body. I don't know why he said that. I wouldn't have said that. I would have just lied. But yeah, I was like, once he said that, I'm like, oh, if he feeling it, like,
body joints hurt. Derek was like, I was like, oh,
he's
what we really do about that?
He was like, yeah. So, anyways, here's the game plan. Man, speaking of game plan, like I said, I know it's easier said than done, man. But Frank, that was a horrible game plan, dog. Like, Derek gave you the blueprint. Not saying you was gonna win, but moving around was working. It was doing something. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to just post up and let Tank throw punches at him. Like, that is literally the worst thing that you could do against Tank. Like,
so I think you and I disagree on this. I think you think that he's just stopped moving around because he's just dumb. But I think he stopped moving around because I think those body punches started accumulating. And he was I think them body punches slowed him down. Anybody who's ever been hit with some good body shots, y'all know.
I think it did. I think it did slow him down. I'm only saying that because of his post-fight interview.
Well, you can't, man. Why they interview him after the fight anyway, man? He just got slumped. Yeah. He ain't thinking straight, man.
I mean, I guess
he ain't thinking straight, man.
But the way he said that, bro, he was like, yeah, I knew their game plan was for me to get tired and slow down, so I just stopped moving. I'm like, so you executed their game plan for them? I'm like, what's he talking about, dog?
Why y'all stop interviewing these guys after they get knocked out, bro? Like, they don't have nothing great to say.
Yeah.
They just don't, bro. Like, they don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I agree with that. And you know what, man? Like I just said about Matias earlier, we gotta support these guys when they take these tough fights. Because like I said in the last podcast, this shit was too early for Frank, bro. But respect to him for taking it.
Shout out to Frank.
Yeah,
man.
he came and he gave a good account of himself. I think his stock rose.
Is his
real
name Franklin?
Why did you say that, dog? Good job, Franklin. But nah, for real, like, for real. I think his stock rose. I think he beats most of the dudes at 135. I can't stop thinking about his name being Franklin, bro. That's why he had to start boxing, dog. They wasn't taking him serious. Yo, you can't be scared of nobody named Franklin, dog. He just got to go by Martin, bro. So, anyways, Martin, I think Martin is gonna be a problem for anybody at 135. Even Shakur, all of those dudes, bro. I think Tank is just different.
I think this could work in his favor, bro. I think
because people gonna be less scared to fight him now.
Because no matter what, whether he fought Tank now or whether he fought Tank later, he was gonna lose against Tank.
Yeah.
But I think that this could help him because now he has a little bit more star power.
Yeah.
He's bringing a little bit more to the table, so he can call out these bigger guys because Tank is bringing in that cake, bro.
Yeah,
so when he fights, bro, he brings all of the stars out. He brings that attention, so people now they know about Frank Martin.
Yo, you know what he needs to do? Because was it Derek? Somebody was saying that he was thinking about moving up to 140.
Oh yeah.
What he needs to do is go up there and fight Pitbull Cruz. That's what he needs to do. When do you think he'll win that, bro?
I don't know. That's it, man. Pitbull will be coming in crazy.
He don't stop.
I think he should fight some. Honestly, I think he'll do great against somebody like Shakur.
Yeah,
or he could fight somebody like Keyshawn Davis and stop him in his tracks before he even get hot.
Keyshawn.
That might be. I think he beats Keyshawn, bro.
I don't think Keyshawn is overrated, but I think he's gonna lose to somebody soon. He might lose his next fight, to be honest. But I think I just don't think he's that guy, bro.
Keyshawn, you don't think so?
I don't think so, bro. That's just my opinion.
I can't. Yeah, I can't say too much about Keyshawn. We gotta wait till we bring my boy on.
Nah, I'm not. We can't talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna move past that. We just, yeah. Keyshawn's not that guy. We're gonna leave it at that for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Frank is he's probably gonna win most of his fights that he takes after this.
I think so.
I don't see too many people at 135 beating him. I don't see too many people at 140 beating him. To be honest, he's a strong dude. He's athletic.
Great footwork.
I think. Tank.
To be fair, you cannot judge anybody off of their performance against Tank.
That's how I feel Tank about Errol too. I feel like that with Errol and Bud. Yeah. They be saying like Errol was a hype trainer. So I'm like, Bud,
let's be fair. Like Errol is going to do better if they fight again.
No, I'm not saying he won't. But that's my point though. Yeah. I'm saying people like discounting his whole career because he got watched by Bud. But I'm like, bro, Bud is like that guy.
Dude. Yeah. If anything, it should be a testament to how good Bud is and not how bad Errol is.
Yeah, because they was doing all of these comparisons. Frank and Errol, the first time they fought an elite southpaw like them, they got watched. I'm like, but like the best people in the game, though. Like it's not like they just fought some random southpaw.
People ain't really trying to fight Tank. They act like they are. Yeah. I think a lot of people use Tank's name to boost their own, but ain't nobody really trying to. They're not just raising their hand to fight Tank. Bro.
Shakur and Haney, they love bringing his name.
Yeah, they love bringing his name up. But bro, have you noticed that when Tank does interviews, he never mentions their name because he's like, I'm not giving y'all no free press. Yeah, he's like, I'm not giving y'all no free press. But they love saying his name. They love calling him out. And I like Shakur. I think that'd be a good fight. I just think Tank wins, bro. I don't think nobody beats Tank, bro. I don't think nobody beats Tank. I think he's just that dude.
This dude can tell y'all, man, like at the beginning of his career, I didn't think Tank was that guy.
He was a hater, bro.
I wasn't a hater, but I was like, yo, I just didn't think he had proved himself yet. Yeah. But literally every single fight, his genius showed. Yeah.
You became more and more of a believer. I remember you used to be like, there's still nobody. And you like, I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing. If you have an eye for boxing, like if you know what you're looking at, the tougher his opposition gets, the more like to me, bro, he still hasn't even reached in his bag. Y'all haven't even seen him do anything. But I've seen his sparring and I've seen these last couple fights, and I'm like, yo, this dude don't even be trying, bro. Like he literally just uses the tools that he needs to win. But bro, like people don't know how good his defense is because he never even has to use it. He never has to avoid getting punched because this dude don't hit hard enough. Yeah. But if you watch in some of his sparrings, bro, when he's working on it, it's like, yo, this dude actually has incredible defense. And like Keyshawn Davis and a couple other fighters that have sparred him have been like, yo, y'all don't even know how good this dude is because he never has to try.
What was the fight where Floyd came and told him that he was down on the scorecards and then he went back that next round? I don't know if he stopped him that next round, but he dropped him. Yeah. That next round, right after Floyd was like, bro, you're down. Somebody like that, bro, it's just like what Jalen's saying. He's never, I feel like Tank has never really been like, he's never been down in the corner like, yo, like, I got to figure something out. He's never been like that because I just feel like he hasn't really been.
Yeah, he's still in control.
Same thing with really been tested like that.
Same thing with Crawford when he fought Porter. They were just like, hey, you down. And he was like, he's up. He went out there.
It was funny.
He was so mad. He just went out there and stopped.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was impressive because I had Sean Porter winning the fight easily up until that point. I thought, man.
I think he was up, but I thought he was still gonna lose. I was like,
yeah. And he was just like, yeah, you losing. He was like, what? Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was one of them moments. So I was like, yo, bro, one of them ones. I was like,
he's that guy, bro. Like,
he's one of them ones.
You could tell he already had that counter loading because he was doing the same kind of data collection. He was like, all right, when it gets later, I'm going to catch him with this. But then when he heard he was down, he was like, well, I guess I'm going to catch him with it now, bro.
Do you think Bud is as intelligent of a fighter as Tank, or do you think Bud is just super competitive? I think Bud is just, he's just overly competitive. So I think for him, he's just like, I'm winning by any means necessary. I think somebody like Tank is really like in there and he's really collecting data, and that dude is really smart, bro.
I think Crawford is like too. I just think he's more willing to get down and dirty than Tank is. I think, like you said, because he's so competitive, like I think Tank will wait to get his get back. Like if he gets cracked in a round, he'll just be like, that's all right, I'm setting him up for this thing in round 8. But I think if Crawford gets cracked, he like, I gotta beat your ass, bro. I don't care about.
But Jalen, how many times How many times have you seen Tank get hit with the same punch? It's rare, bro.
How many times you see Crawford get hit with the same punch?
Crawford be getting touched, dog.
He be getting touched, but here's the thing. All right, here's another thing too. Kind of like I was saying,
he always makes the adjustment, and this is not a hate on Crawford. Like, I'm a Crawford
fan.
I
was gonna say,
I'm just keeping it a stat.
To me, one of the reasons that he gets touched is not because like his defense is bad. He does the same thing that Tank does. He's just more active than Tank. So what Crawford will do is he'll let you swing so that he can try to catch.
You think he be trying to bait him in?
Yeah, all the time. Like even like I said with the Sean Porter thing, you could see he had that joint loaded. If you go back and watch, bro, like once he went out that round, you could see him. He kept pumping his left hand. He was like, "Nah, it's not the right moment." So he'll let Porter throw so that he can step back and throw it. And like, of course, like in the couple times leading up to it, Sean was actually like landing, and he was just like, "Nah, he's not close enough. If I throw it, I'm gonna give it away." So he'll just take the shot because he's not worried about the power.
I give you that.
I
give you that.
Yeah, he always makes an adjustment. Like I said, there's not too many fighters that make adjustments. So
yeah.
Once I see anybody make an adjustment, I'm like, they're smart.
Most fighters don't make adjustments
at all, bro. Like I said, like all those L's that happened this weekend, they fought like all 12 rounds exactly the same. And it's like, bro, this ain't working, bro. What are you doing? Elijah Garcia, just literally the same punches over and over. It's like, bro, he's rolling away from that punch every time. You got to throw something different,
we always say most people don't know anything about boxing. Bro, most boxers don't know much about blood. If you ever, and the way you could tell, if you ever go and listen to one of your favorite boxers' interviews and listen to how they see the fight versus how the fight happened, you'll see that a lot of them, bro, they're not that intelligent in the ring. Mm-hmm. They just know how to follow the game plan. They have a certain style that they've mastered, their coaches, and them have mastered a certain style for that particular fighter, depending on what they're bringing to the table, whether it's power, speed, footwork, whatever, and they've mastered their style. Mm-hmm. But it's rare for a fighter to be in there and someone presents something to them and they make the adjustments. We can probably count on one hand those fighters who can do that, bro.
Bro, I'll take it a step further and say a lot of these dudes are not only not smart enough to make the adjustments themselves, they can't even listen to their coach. Like, they be so, like, I don't even know, like fight or flight mode that they coach say something and they go out there and they don't even do it. And it's the coach is like, bro, how many times I got to tell you, stop letting them hit you with that punch? And he's like, yeah, coach. And they just go out there and get hit with the same punch. Yeah. And like I said, it's easier said than done. Like, somebody could tell you, watch out for his right hand, but if the dude's just that much faster than you, it's hard to get out of the way. You know
but I think that composure has a lot to do with the intelligence and all, because I feel like Tank and Floyd and Canelo and a lot of those fighters, they're smart enough to realize that, bro, if I don't make the adjustment, this is only going to get worse. Yeah. So I literally have to be focused. I have to sit down and I have to process what this fighter just did in there that last round. And I have to make the adjustments, because if I don't, this could get bad for me. Instead of just being like, man, whatever, bro. Like, I just gotta keep doing more of what I was doing. I just gotta do it better. Like, no, bro, it wasn't working. Like, you need to change it. Like,
and a lot of fighters. I mean, this is sports wide, but this particularly applies to fighting. A lot of people just think that they're built so different. They're like, nah, I will wear my opponent down. Eventually, he will break, and I won't. And it's like, bro, he's just as tough as you are, bro. Most of the time, they don't break. So the fight just looks exactly the same the whole time. And they're like, dang, I thought he was going to get tired in the 12th. Like, no, bro. He had a whole camp just like you did, bro.
I like Kenny Porter has said something. Shout out to Kenny Porter, remember? Were you with me?
Porter's a cool dude.
Yeah, bro. We met Kenny Porter in San Antonio, man. It was pretty dope, bro. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Sean wasn't trying to.
Sean was not rocking with us, bro.
Sean was not rocking with us, bro. But Kenny Porter was cool, though.
He had just beat Devin Alexander,
He had just got that upset, and his name started to jump up on the rise.
He wasn't famous Sean Porter yet. What was we doing there? It was like supposed to be a photo shoot.
He was there for a photo shoot. So my guy was his photographer. So my guy was like, yo, because I was in the process of training for Golden Gloves. So my guy was like, yo, like, I got Sean Porter pulling up. We was like, for real? He was like, yeah, can he use y'all gym? We was like, bet. So he came and he told us the time. He came up to the gym, whatever. He like dapped us up or whatever, but that was it. But his dad was kicking it with us the whole time.
Yeah. It was like us and Kenny Porter having a conversation for like literally like 2 hours like this. And Sean was like literally sitting on like the steps of the ring.
And just wouldn't even like just text.
Yeah, he wouldn't say nothing to us, bro. Like, And we was
keep in mind it's a photo shoot, so there's a lot of downtime. So he had plenty of opportunities to talk if he wanted to talk. And even his dad he'd be like, "Yo, Sean, remember that?" He'd be like, "Yeah." I'd be like, "Bro, like."
But you never know. He could have been going through something.
Yeah, it could have been.
Bro. Yeah.
But he
was like really into his phone, bro. Because I was just like, dang, this dude like.
But what I was gonna say was Kenny. He had made a good point because they had said something. They was like, "Yo, do you think that this fighter?" I forgot who Sean was in the process of fighting, but they were like, "Yo, do you think this guy is scared of your son?" And he was just like, "Bro," he was like, "This is the pros. This is the elite level. Like nobody's scared of anybody at this level. Like nobody's just scared to fight that person." Now, they may be afraid of what could possibly be the outcome of them fighting that person, but they're not scared. So when we be like if you've ever heard us, because you're going to try to rewind the tape, if you've ever heard us say that this fighter's scared of whatever, we're talking about them being scared of the outcome of what could happen if they fight this person or whatever. But I don't think any fighter is scared to be in that ring, because if they were, they wouldn't have never stepped in the ring. So I don't think fighters are scared.
I think it's different when you're talking about, like, they do this for a living, bro. Like, that's how they make money. They're not scared to fight, bro. Like you hear us talking. Like I said last episode, only person I might be a tiny bit afraid of is Big Bang. Nah, Big Bang. Big Bang, bro. I just wouldn't want to spar that dude, bro. I wouldn't want to fight that big dude. And then I'll just go back to what you just said. It's not even fear.
But then what did I say when I brought up if he smacked you, what would you do? You were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna smack."
Well, that's all I was about to say.
You're not scared of him. You're scared of the outcome. Of fighting him.
I just don't think it's worth it. But I'm not like, "Oh my God, Big Bang." Like I just be like, "Bro, I got like a 1% chance of winning that fight, bro. So I'm only gonna do it if I have to." You know what I'm saying? But if he like stole my phone or something, I'll just start swinging. Like, bro, get my phone back. But
dang, you swing for stealing your phone?
You think I would just let him walk away with my phone?
Nah, bro. Your phone,
crazy, bro.
Hey, but for real though, so shout out to all of the fighters in the fight game, bro. Nobody's scared. Y'all gotta stop that madness of somebody being scared of somebody. They not scared. Trust me. If they're at that level, they do this all the time. They're not scared, bro. They're not scared.
Facts. I think we recapped all the fights. This already been close to an hour, so I don't want to like spend too much time on future fights. But I think a couple big ones coming up. We got Shakur versus the dude that Frank Martin already beat. Don't know why he's fighting him. I'm guessing you think Shakur's gonna win that.
Yeah, man. I think Shakur's cold, man. I just want to see Shakur fight one of these top dudes, and he says that everybody's ducking him, so maybe that's the case.
Nobody. I mean, Frank Martin kind of did. Like, Frank Martin kind of did duck him.
Well, he ducked him and got a bigger payday. But
that just goes back. That just goes to show, because people said he was scared of Shakur, but then he signed up to fight Tank. He ain't scared, bro. Like he was looking for a better opportunity.
Great point, bro.
Yeah.
Great point.
Because you definitely, most likely, you're not getting knocked out by Shakur. You sign up to fight Tank, you basically sign in.
I was really like, why are you fighting him, bro? Like, you would have been better off fighting Shakur. But I just would love to see Shakur fight somebody who we're like, yo, like that was both fighters are bringing their own fan base to the fight, and we've never seen that with Shakur. We've never seen him fight anybody who was filling up the arena.
Nah,
nobody. We've never seen him fight anybody, and I think that's all I want is for him to. But I mean, he's been calling out Tank. This is the perfect time for him to fight Haney. This would be a good time since Haney just took that loss. 140. Yeah.
But he be talking crazy because he said he would fight Ryan at 140. So
he's saying he eventually gonna go all the way up. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I don't know if he got enough.
Keyshawn Davis is finna fight.
Yeah, Keyshawn. I think that's like 2 weeks away.
He's fighting somebody who got like 26 knockouts or something.
Hey, that's what I said earlier in the podcast. He might mess around and lose that fight, bro. Because the last dude he fought. That dude didn't even have pop. Remember when he caught him with that big right hand, bro? I think
the biggest thing with Keyshawn, I know you said you don't think Keyshawn is really like that. I think Keyshawn could really be like that. I think we just got to see what that chin's like. And I think a fight like this is really going to test that chin.
What I do like about Keyshawn is that he's always going forward. And even if he ain't going forward exactly, like he's trying to fight. That's the only thing.
You ain't gonna get no
That's the only thing I don't like about Shakur, bro. I love Shakur.
You ain't gonna get no boring fight from Keyshawn.
Yeah, but Shakur, bro, like if he feels like he's in danger, he will literally just stay away from the dude. I'm like, bro, that's cool to say you won, but that ain't gonna fill up no arenas, bro. Like he just like truly didn't understand why we all hated that fight with De Los Santos, bro.
I think
bro, that fight was trash, dog. Like,
I think the problem with Shakur is that I feel like people think that he's boring, and that's strictly because he just always takes the path of least resistance. That's what he does.
Yeah, and that's dope.
That's fine, but just know that you're gonna have to keep justifying your wins like he does. After every fight he goes on and he's like, boxing is more than just this and that, and you're gonna have to keep doing that if you keep having these boring performances. But if you actually get out there, because I think a lot of the times it's just him not willing to take the risk, because I don't even think it's because the guy would do anything to him if he didn't step to him. I think a lot of times I think he could, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because his chin's been tested in sparring or whatever. You just never know what somebody's thinking about in the ring. But I just would love for Shakur to really step to his opponents a little more, kind of like he did with the Marine veteran, Jamel Herring. Yeah. I feel like that fight. I felt like if all of Shakur's fights were like that, I feel like he would be talked about
like that. It's another person.
So I mean, it could be the power thing. Then.
You never know. Clearly, with De Los Santos, he did not want to get hit, bro.
Yeah,
man. I don't know if I ever showed you that one picture where he's like literally like flying, bro. Like that picture is so funny.
He was not trying to get hit at all.
Not trying to get hit. And I think so. For just to say that you won, that's cool. But you are a prize fighter, bro. Like people pay money to see something entertaining. So like, you're the one that signed up for this career, bro. This ain't like amateur boxing where like, oh yeah, like you won an Olympic gold medal. That's cool. This is people, these promoters are trying to fill up arenas. These people are paying money to see something exciting. So like, that is a part of the sport too, bro.
If you're not exciting, you can't be complaining about people ducking you. Nah, people trying to get a payday, bro.
Yeah.
And if they know that fighting you is not going to be a payday, and they can fight somebody else with a bigger payday and less of a risk, or even if it's more of a risk, they're just like, yo, I just want a bigger payday. Like,
then but I really don't like people making those comparisons to Floyd, because I'm like, bro, Floyd was smacking people.
He was.
Like, it was was not fighting like that.
Yes, he was not, bro.
Yeah. So, besides Keyshawn and Shakur, Robeisy Ramirez is gonna fight again soon since he lost his title. If y'all didn't see that, actually Espinosa is about to fight again soon too. If y'all didn't see that fight, that was crazy, bro. Espinosa was a crazy underdog. Basically, no one had ever heard of him before. They really just pulled him from Mexico. And I watched the podcast, and Robeisy basically, he just straight up said like, yo, we overlooked this dude. Straight up, I wasn't training like I should have. I thought I was gonna run through him, and he was like, and he whooped my ass. But like, I think Robeisy's gonna climb back to the top. I think his next fight, you're gonna see a crazy knockout. Espinosa's gonna have to really show if he's that good in his first title defense right now. I don't even know who he's fighting. I don't know the dude, so I can't really make no predictions on that fight. But we're gonna see what kind of fighter he is when he's also fighting somebody else that's not overlooking him, and he's hungry trying to get a title. So besides that, I don't think there's nothing too exciting coming up. Are there any other big fights coming up?
Tio got an easy win. The guy he fighting is target practice.
I was about to say, bro.
Dude has a high guard, but he just
don't
got no head movement, no nothing. So.
And Teofimo, you know what's so crazy? We say that's not even worth talking about, and he'll mess around and lose that fight or have a close decision. He's one of them people.
You never know.
Yeah, he's one of them people that fights to the level of his competition. Like, if he's fighting someone good, I'll be like, bro, Teofimo's going to beat this dude. When he's fighting some random dude you never heard of, bro, he'd be like, did I win the fight? Like, he'd be like, yo, he went to the cards with this dude, bro. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's a mental thing, if he just, like, has to be the underdog.
Some people are like that. You know, we used to hear it even in basketball. You hear it in every sport. Some people just play to the level of their competition, bro.
Facts.
It's just,
I just think
but they got a break. But
and that's another thing too, though. That's what I was gonna say about Shakur not filling up seats. People don't want to fight you when you're not trying to get hit, because it doesn't give them any opportunity. So I think one thing is when Teo fights someone that's good, those dudes are trying to hit him, and it gives him opportunities to counterpunch and show his stuff. When he's fighting people that we don't really know, them dudes know that they're gonna lose, and they're really not trying to get. They're not trying to put in no work like that. So then Teo looked more garbage. Like, even in the last fight, like, yeah, it's his fault for not knowing how to cut off the ring, but Jermaine Ortiz was not trying to fight, bro.
Nah, he wasn't.
And so that gives Tail no opportunities, and then he has a garbage fight.
Which is why they picked this guy. This guy always comes forward. I think he's Canadian. Yeah. He always comes forward, bro. He don't got no head movement. So it should be a highlight reel. It should be a highlight reel.
We'll see. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, man. I'm excited for these fights to come, bro.
Yeah, if y'all have any specific fights that y'all want us to talk about before they happen, you got to leave a comment and say, what do you think about this? Or talk about this on next week. Because I think most of the good fights are happening 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks down the line. So if you comment soon, we'll have a chance to talk about it.
We got some guests coming too, man. We got some guests lined up that'll help fill that space before these big fights come. So.
Yeah, we got a lot of people that we're gonna have on here. Actually, we're gonna be talking about everything boxing related, stuff behind the scenes. Maybe
we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real with them, just like we are with each other. So
so anything,
we won't hold nothing. We won't hold no punches. It is what it is.
Anything you want to know about fighting as a sport and like the management side of it too. Like I said, we're gonna have fighters and trainers on here. So maybe you don't know how the contracts work. Maybe you want to know how to become a pro. Just anything that. Let us know so that we can bring it up. Because like we've been around this stuff for so long that some things we might think are just like, oh yeah, everyone knows that. You might not know that. You know what I mean? So let us know. Anything you want to know, leave a comment and we're gonna address it. Anything else?
It's No Days Off. You know the vibe.
No Days Off. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.